Hello there, Joe again, and welcome again to my channel. And today I'm going to show you the mods that I did for the Behringer Hellbabe HB01 WAH, which I think is long overdue. I searched around far and wide on YouTube for similar videos that would showcase the mods that was done by other folks who owns this pedal, but unfortunately I didn't find any. So I decided to make my own since I have the HB01 as well. So I got this baby since 2013. No problems with it. It's built like a tank, so no static, no parts to wear out, and it still sounds pristine. So I got this from a friend who got the real deal of the Dimebag Darrel's Crybaby from Hell, which this baby is patterned after. So he sold this to me, but warned me of two major quirks, which is it powers late and its sweep is quite limited. It sweeps rather late and it doesn't fully open. So I tested it out because I also want the Dimebag Darrel Crybaby from Hell, although it's not available in our area during that time. So the reason being is that with the HB01, of course, there's no pots to wear out. It's fully optical, and then there's no toe button that you have to step in order to engage, and then it's a two-step process actually. So you have to step one, step on it and engage it, power it on, and then the second stage would be to start the sweeping motion. So I don't like that. I want my pedal to open the moment I step on it and sweep from that point forward. So that's it. And also the range capability. So I can choose whether I want a full sweep, a basic sweep, or a full range high treble sweep, which this baby is capable of. Okay. So today I'm going to show you the mods that I did, because as I mentioned, I wasn't able to find any videos someone doing that. So the mods that I did basically addresses the two issues, which is the late powering and the limited sweep. Okay, so you have to start by opening this up. Okay, so just 4 screws underneath, and then this heavy plate will disengage. Okay, open it up. Okay, so with this one, since I mentioned it's fully optical, there's no pots that goes up and down that controls the sweep, and there's no toe button like you would find in Dimebag Darrel's original WAH. So this one, you step on it, it powers up. But the problem is it powers rather late. So originally, when you step on this, it has this delay. So you have to step on it probably 2 millimeters, I think, before it powers up. And then the sweep, rather than starting from the heel position, it actually begins its sweep right here. So you're gonna count that, it's probably 4 millimeters. And then the sweep will end here. So, because originally you have a rubber stoppers in here, right? So it will stop here. So that's a very limited pedal travel. So what I did, I looked it up inside and noticed these 2 slots. So after experimenting with it, I realized the part here, if you look at it right in front of you with the range selector pointing down, so this one, this combo for the LED and the resistor, this controls the power. Okay, it tells the WAH when to power up and disengage. Now the second one controls the sweep. Okay, so what I did was, if you will see it, okay, let's put that somewhere in the middle. Okay, so when I got my hands on this WAH, the LEDs are not centered. So this LED is slightly veering to the right and the sensor is to the left. So the first thing I did is make sure that both of them are centered so that the center of the LED matches the sensor. The same thing with the sweep, LED and sensor. Now for this slot, you don't have to lengthen this one, just make sure that they're centered. And if it still powers rather late, just make sure to move this LED, just nudge it, maybe a few hairline moving forward or back until it powers up immediately as you step on it. The reason being is when you nudge it, it will allow the light to peek through and hit the sensor, okay, as soon as you step on it. So that's the first mod. Second is for the sweep, okay. So when I noticed earlier, as I'm working on this one, the first time I got it, if you notice the slit or the slot, it's rounded in mine, right? It's rounded. So there we go. It's rounded. Now originally, for those of you who have opened up a similar WAH, the original slit looks something like this, right? So it's elongated with a square top. So I figured LEDs emit light in a circular fashion, so it's always rounded. So I wonder why the guys at Behringer didn't realize that. So what I did with mine is, rather than elongating this one, okay, I actually followed the original slope, okay, the original slope of the slit. And in the end, I rounded it a bit, okay, so that way a lot of the light is seen by the resistor coming from the LED. And then as time goes by, I notice I'm not satisfied with it. Okay? I'm not satisfied with the sound. So using a screwdriver, similar to this, I begin to poke the very end of that slot, widen it a bit, until I came up with this particular shape. Okay, so it's elongated, but it transitions to a big round thing. So if you're gonna look at the slot that I made, see that? It's very round, almost the same size as the LED, right? And it's very centered to the hole right there. What it does is it permits the full light of the LED to hit the resistor at the end of the travel. Okay, so that rather having the limited whoa sound, you now get a wah sound. Okay, and then for the beginning sweep, rather than starting it with the wah sound, it begins with a bah. So it's boo-wah, something like that. So don't mess around with the slope, okay, because it actually permits a little light to go through the resistor, okay, little by little, until it goes to the full blast. So be careful about that. Okay? And that's it. Now, for some of the adventurers, you may consider this, because in my case, we have a stopper in here that limited the pedal travel, which I don't like. So I removed it, okay, and then sanded this part of it, laid it flat on the table and then sanded it. So that way, I have more pedal travel. Now to compensate for that probably 4 millimeters of pedal travel, that's the time that I decided to lengthen the corresponding slot. But careful, originally the slot for this one ends right here, okay, with the original setup with the snubbers, with the stoppers. So the reason why this one is longer is because I compensated for the removed rubber slots, okay, or rubber stoppers or snubbers, and then I just put whatever thinnest insulation rubber gasket I can find, put there, just to prevent it from making noise. Okay, so with that, you just have to assemble it. And there we go. So the pedal actually powers around this part. The moment I step on it, it powers up, and the sweep begins right there and ends right here. So that's a lot of pedal travel, right? So if you're gonna measure it from this point to here, wow, that's probably like an inch pedal travel. Okay. But for those of you who don't want a full throw, okay, a very wide throw, you can just leave this rubber stoppers. No need to sand this down. That way you don't need to lengthen the slot. Okay, just remember to notch those LEDs. And there you have it. That's only the mods that I did. By the way, the settings that I use for this wah is always and constant. Okay, so Q in fine, it's full blast, right, to the right, and then the boost is also on full. The reason being, sometimes I would use this, so I don't want to kneel, look down, and mess with the other settings. And then for the range, the most usable range that I found applicable for my style of playing is going clockwise. It's the 4th, 5th, and 6th. So 4th will give you the Kirk Hammett slash type of wah, which is very mid-range probably. The 5th position is more of a Steve Vai, Petrucci kind of vibe, because it starts from the letter B. Okay, it's basic. It's BBB'Waaah. With the Kirk Hammett slash type, it's more of a wah. Okay, and it's very, very trebly. The last, the 6, is more of the Newstead kind of sound. So more of the for whom the bell tolls kind of. It's a limited top end, but the bass is very present. So by the way, the setting for this one is going from 1. This is the trebliest. So 1, 2, 3 is not really usable for me because it sounded like Donald Duck. Okay, so it's I don't want to use that. So 1, 2, 3, the trebliest, mid-range going to the bassiest, low end, that's the 4th, 5th, and 6th. Okay, so and that's about it. And now here's a quick demo of how the power engages and the sweep. So with this one, the moment I step on it, it powers right away, and the sweep begins right there. Okay, so and then here's what it sounds like. So that's the 5th position, which is my favorite. This is the 4th position, which is the more slash Hammett type of vibe. And this is the 6th position, more like the Jason Newsted kind of vibe, which is good for intros. But again, my favorite is the fifth, which is more of the fruity type of sound. Something like that. Okay, so again, thank you for visiting my channel and watching the mods that I did. Hope this little video helps you, as well as those who have this neat Behringer Hellbabe BBB'Waaah. Especially if you're an adventurous type and want to do some modding of your own. Okay, hope my videos help. And again, thank you for subscribing and visiting my channel. Happy playing. Alright, Joe here again. Bye bye and good night.